everyone. Welcome. My name is Susan Alden, and this is my husband, Jamie, and we're the co-founders of NRF2 Warrior, and we are super honored to be hosting this call today. NRF2 Warrior is bridging the gap between medicine, nutrition, exercise, epigenetics, and systems biology. Our mission is to activate the health and performance of elite athletes, military service members, first responders, and any human looking to optimize their performance through the power of nutrigenomics. We are really honored to have two special athletes on the call who are going to share how these cellular activation products have impacted their lives.
Yeah, thanks, Susan. Welcome, everyone. We're honored to have Martin Day and Daize Shane Goodwin with us today, two incredible athletes from right here in Hawaii. Martin the Spartan Day is a UFC fighter in the bantamweight division. Martin is also the former URCC world champion and is a fourth-degree black belt in Taekwondo. He grew up on the Big Island before moving to Windward, Oahu. And Martin today is a lead instructor at the martial arts company in Kailua, where he trains and mentors aspiring fighters and youth. Now, Daize Shane Goodwin is a two-time world champion pro surfer. She grew up in Waimanalo on the island of Oahu right here, but now lives in Kauai with her beautiful family. In addition to being an inspiring international business leader, she is a busy mom of 3 young kids. So we'll kick this thing off with first hearing from Martin, who has a remarkable testimony about how these unique cellular activation products impacted his most recent training camp. So Martin, to you, take it away. Welcome and thanks.
Thanks, Jamie. Thanks, Susan. Thanks for having me too, guys. If I miss anything, there's a lot, so remind me, okay? Because I know I've talked to you guys about all the benefits and everything before and all the awesome stuff I've experienced. But yeah, so the Aldens told me about this stuff, and I was skeptical at first because in the UFC, we undergo a really strenuous and a really strict drug testing, anti-doping testing. We're governed by USADA. So USADA is actually the most strict testing pool in all professional sports, even more so than the NFL and the NBA. And rightfully so, because, we're combat athletes. So it's already dangerous as it is. So we got to really make sure that people aren't putting like steroids and cheating in those ways where it can make the sport even more dangerous. Anyway, so at first I was like, oh, I don't know, man, doing new supplements like this, it really sketches me out because I don't know what's in there. So I did a bunch of research and was scared to take it at first, to be honest, because I didn't want to test negative or test positive rather. So anyway, I ended up taking it, and USADA came. They pop in whenever they feel like it. You got to tell them where you are at all hours of the day, and they just show up whenever they feel like it, without warning. And so I did my test. Everything was good, passed as usual, and so that was my first positive. But besides that, so during my camp, I usually walk around, and when I say walk around, for those of you that don't really follow that type of language, I guess, I walk around at like 165. That's my weight. I'm at right now, and I fight at 135 pounds. So during the 8 to 6 week training camp period, that's where you got to diet down to make your weight class. So that's 30 pounds, and if you see me, like I'm pretty lean already as it is. So making the weight requires a lot of discipline, dieting. And during the dieting, you're also putting your body through super, super hard training sessions like sparring, strength and conditioning, all different aspects of fighting. So during that, you start to feel weak and your body starts to break down because you're not getting the calories that you might need, because you got to also work on that weight loss. So during this last camp, I actually didn't end up fighting, but I was a week away from my fight and just feeling better than ever. My fight got canceled because of the COVID-19. But regardless, during my camp, I was losing my weight faster than I've ever done before. And that's not something that I expected taking this, because it's not a weight loss product per se. But I think what was going on is my body was just working so efficiently. My metabolism was there. My energy was higher than it's ever been. And I was actually having way more cheat meals than usual. And when I say that, it's not usually like a burger and fries. It's a clean meal. It's just higher in calories. So like maybe like a clean pasta, or I was eating rice here and there. And so I literally told Jamie, I was like, you've made my life so easy. I was feeling good. I was eating almost what I wanted to eat, and I was still losing weight, and my energy was just through the roof. Not only was my energy super high, but my recovery was faster than it's ever been before. Not only my recovery from sore muscles and things like that, but just my overall recovery in between rounds. So we track all of that stuff. In between rounds, I had Max Holloway coming in. For those of you that know who that is, he's a super tough guy to get in there and spar, and he was doing all of my rounds. And in between rounds, I was recovering at record time. So the rounds are 5 minutes. We spar for 5 minutes, super intense, and then we have minute recoveries, a minute between rounds to recover and maybe change partners. But I had the same guy. So usually your heart rate gets back down to normal in about, usually mine is about 50 seconds. So I got about 10 more seconds of normal heart rate. So when I was taking this stuff, I was down, my heart rate recovery was almost 30 seconds. So it was like ridiculously faster. So during that 1 minute, when you get to the fight night, you have to, there's instructions. If you're cut, they got to fix your cuts. There's all kind of things that happen during that minute. And the more like your heart rate can come down, and the more you can be calm during that minute, the better you can recover, then the more you're going to be able to take the instructions and get a better recovery in between for the next round. So that right there was like awesome, because my heart rate was coming down so fast, just really quick, faster than ever. And another thing was my soreness. So I would go through tough workouts, sparring sessions, and weightlifting and all that stuff. My recovery went from, I would be really, really sore, for example, for a leg day, a really bad leg day, maybe put me out for like 4 days, maybe 5 days. 5 days is like my coach tried to literally kill me. But I don't think I was sore for over 2 days taking this stuff. Like day 3, completely good. So that was another good thing, because during training camp, if you can get back to work, the higher intensity, the faster you can do it, the better everything's going to go for you. So there's another aspect to fighting that people don't realize, is that when you spar, you take a lot of damage too, because you have to mimic close to a fight. So I was having problems with my head. I was like doing almost whatever I could. I was having concussion-like symptoms. I had a concussion before I started training camp sparring, and it's just part of the job, right? So my concussion symptoms were usual, like if I was looking at light at night, like my phone or something, the room would start shaking, and just bad stuff that shouldn't be happening to your brain, right? So yeah, and then of course, when the more concussions you have, the less able you are to take a hit and keep coming. So that's huge, right? Because you got to be able to, your head has to be tough. You got to be able to get whacked and still keep coming forward. Anyway, all of those concussion symptoms, I would have depth perception loss, sensitivity to the light, and all that stuff. And after a couple of weeks of taking this stuff, I think it was like a total of like 3 weeks since then. I've never had a concussion symptom, not a single concussion symptom, and it would be a regular thing for me. Like it was a problem, and it was going to start affecting my career later on. The stuff has stopped all of that, and it's the only thing I changed during camp. So couldn't have been anything else. I think it's definitely that. It's the only thing that I changed, like I said. So with those things, this stuff has made my life a lot easier, and it's gonna be a definite thing. I'm not gonna stop taking it. At first, when Jamie told me about it, I was like, maybe I'll just take this stuff during training camp. But seeing that how it makes me feel and the benefits I've gotten from it, I'll keep taking it forever. What else can I say about it? Am I missing anything, Susan and Jamie?
No, I think that's super powerful, Martin.
So powerful.
And I think, you know, that applies across the spectrum, not only to, you know, obviously you're an amazing UFC fighter, but Jamie and I are both Army veterans. And I know a lot of the folks in our community, in our military community, traumatic brain injury, you know, essentially concussion is a huge issue.
Yeah.
And I don't think people really appreciate how challenging that is to live with. And
Right.
it is something that people live with, you know, day in and day out. And it's kind of, we call it in the military community, we call it kind of the invisible wound. Like people don't know that, you know, your brain has experienced that kind of impact. So I can't imagine getting in the ring time after time and willingly say, you know, signing up to be concussed. So
Yeah, it sucks. So thank you guys.
yeah, but we're so grateful for you, Martin. Just really appreciate all that you've meant in our lives and so many people in our community. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
We're so glad that these products have had such a great impact on you. And I remember after your training camp, we had talked about, you said you're going to cycle off of them and see, and we talked about that. And then you did a couple of days off of them. And then you called me up and said, hey, you know, I think I want to continue to take these products. That was very powerful.
Oh yeah, that's right. I missed that. I was gonna. My plan was to cycle off to do a little experiment. And I actually cycled off for more than a couple of days. I think it was a little bit over a week. And I decided to get back on because I noticed my energy level wasn't as high, and just everything really. The energy level, and I think my mood is better too, to be honest. I mean, I'm always a pretty happy guy, but I think when your energy level is higher, you're just feeling better in general, you know? So maybe that's just a byproduct of the energy thing. But yeah, it's not like a jittery type of energy either. It's like just like a steady, you got gas in the tank, and then you can sleep good at night too. So yeah.
Awesome.
Hey,
Thanks, Martin.
Do you want to share anything about Bodhi, talking about mood changes?
Oh yeah, that's right. You forgot about Bodhi. Yeah, for those of you guys that don't know Bodhi, so a lot of people follow my dog, and he's on Instagram. If you guys want to follow him at 34 Bodhi, but he started taking the dog version, and he goes for he's a pit bull, so he's stocky. You know, he has a lot of muscle, and so pit bulls usually aren't like I take him running with me sometimes, but he can't usually make it past a good 2 miles, and if it's sunny, he's pretty dead after like a mile. Yeah, he's a pit bull, right? So he's not meant for long distance runs and stuff. Anyway, he goes on his pack walk every Wednesday when I train. I take him with me, and this lady, she picks him up, goes with a bunch of dogs, and she's like real fit, and they go on these long walks/runs. And she was like, last time I dropped her off after Bodhi taking the supplement for about a little bit less than a week, maybe 6 days, 5 days, maybe it was a whole week. After taking it, she was like, "Oh, what did you do different with Bodhi?" He's like, he was leading the pack today, and we did a 4 miles run. I forgot where she said it was, but it was some kind of trail. She said, "Oh yeah, he did a 4 mile run, and he wasn't legging, or he usually does this thing. He gets really tired and starts army crawling around and just like rolling around on his back and stuff." It's pretty funny. But yeah, she's like, yeah, she didn't do his rolling around, his army crawling. He was leading the pack for 4 miles, and like he was more energetic than I ever seen him. Have you been exercising him? I was like, no, I totally forgot to tell her about the stuff. It didn't cross my mind at first, but then I told Jamie about it, and he said, well, yeah, that's the only thing he's done different, because I haven't done anything else with him. So he did a record. He beat his record, and he's in better shape than ever now. So Bodhi's a happy dog. He can keep up with the pack. He's not pissing all the other dogs off because he's stopping their walk early.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Thanks, Martin.
Yeah. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah. So yeah, I see in the chat some people were asking about what you're taking, and so Martin's taking the Protandem Tri-Synergizer. That's the product that's the stuff he's talking about. And Bodhi's,
oh, sorry, yeah.
No, that's good. It's good. Yeah, we should say up front that these products, we cannot claim to treat, cure, or mitigate anything. Just because you take them does not mean you're going to be getting in the octagon next week.
Right.
But, you know, like we just got to say that up front. But, yeah, so next we've got Daize is going to talk about her experience with the products and a little bit about the business as well. And we're just excited to have you. She's going to tell you a little bit about the science. And I saw also in the chat we're talking about concussion with regards to oxidative stress. And so I know she's going to touch on what exactly is cellular activation in terms of these products. So thanks, Daisy.
Thank you. And thank you, Martin. I've never actually really heard your story, and it's just mind-blowing. And I just want to share with everyone, 7 years ago when I got involved, I had no idea what we had our hands on. I'm going to share a little bit about why this product, you've never heard about it. And I'm also going to share a little bit about my story in the next 10 to 15 minutes. And you're going to have questions. I had a million, 7 years ago, but I really want you to just open your mind to what this science is bringing and how we're at the forefront of one of the biggest breakthroughs in medicine. And I'll go ahead and show you some slides so you kind of understand in a minute. But my story is I was a professional athlete, like you heard, 2 world titles, traveled the world at the top of my game. But as illustrious and amazing as it sounds, to be a professional athlete is just like any other job. And some of you that are retired as well know that all of a sudden you realize that you do have a shelf life. Martin Day, you are at the top of your game and we are behind you in your camp and we're so excited. But for me, I was 35. We just bought our house here on Kauai, living the dream, pregnant with our first, child, and we got our income cut in half. So we, did what people do, try to start a small business with our savings. That failed. Tried to trade time for dollars for years, really realizing that there was no way back to that life of freedom, which is what happens when you're a pro athlete. Yeah, you do have to work really, really hard and be coachable and push your body to unimaginable limits. But the truth is that when you're living the dream, you don't realize that it's going to end. And so for my husband and I, we went into survival mode of trading time for dollars, and it took a toll on my health. I was anxiety ridden, insomniac. I couldn't push myself physically because it was taking a toll, just that financial stress on my body and on my husband as well. So today the business might not be for you, but if something changes your life, you can't be quiet about it. So today I'm going to go over the science, but I'm also going to talk just a little bit, 5 minutes, about the business, because I can guarantee if it's not you that would love to have an extra $500,000 a month or begin to have a wheel spin without you, so you don't have to answer to a boss for the rest of your life. If it's not you, it's definitely somebody that you know right now, especially with the pandemic and everything. So let me just jump into the science really quick, because when someone brought this to me ago, a friend, and he said, hey, have you heard of oxidative stress? I have had the most amazing results with this life-changing product. I was the skeptic of all skeptics. I wanted nothing to do with network marketing. I've always thought of it as a pyramid scheme, a job for people that couldn't really make money, and it's not really a job anyways. I had all these preconceived notions, like you probably do too, but I'm just gonna unravel that for you today. I'm gonna kind of show you why this company decided to go network marketing after being on the shelves for years, why there are tons of universities backing this company, and also how this business is changing people's lives. So first I'm going to talk about something called oxidative stress. Now this is the center of all disease. As athletes, man, we push ourselves to the edge and we have a high level of oxidative stress. Now, as you get older, whether you're an athlete or not, your cells start to age. So think of an apple, you cut it, you put it on the counter, it turns brown. It's the same with our cellular makeup. And unfortunately, oxidative stress is at the center of pretty much every disease. So yeah, it affects inflammation. It affects our whole makeup. As you can see here, oxidative stress is something that wasn't studied at all. But now people are understanding that there is a way to flip the switch so your body can be the miracle that it's supposed to be. Now, athletes, we deal with major stress on our bodies, and why Martin is feeling the way he is and everything that he just explained is because he has been able to turn back the oxidation in his cells. And I'm gonna go more into that. But look at this. Now, this is what oxidative stress affects. Everything from the heart, the brain, the immune system, the multi-organs. And if you are on a phone right now, you can zoom in by touching it and doing that. I know a lot of us are on the phone. But the solution is the body combats oxidative stress by producing more antioxidants. Unfortunately, because we're bombarded by millions a minute of free radicals, no matter how much food we intake or antioxidants we bring in, it's just not enough. Our body is like an engine, and as we get older, it rusts, and that's just the way it goes. As you see, unfortunately, the body's production of antioxidants slows down over time. Now, everything causes oxidative stress. There's no running from it. Rigorous exercise, us athletes understand that. Toxins, medications, pollutants, even being lazy creates oxidative stress. And they're finding out there's more and more and more that we just can't combat against that. So the first theory that we came up with was back in 2003, when a world-renowned scientist found that there was a way to naturally do it. So they've been trying for a long time to have synthetic ways to reduce oxidative stress, but there was always a side effect, as what happens with most pharmaceuticals. But they found that when they put these 5 herbs that you see in the middle where it says that input, when they put these 5 herbs together at this certain proportion, they were 1,800 times more effective. And as you can see, it increases glutathione by 300%. Glutathione is supposedly the most powerful and important molecule that we have. Increases superoxide dismutase, produces enzymes capable of fighting 1 million free radicals. This is a gigantic find. Now, like I just said, you have to eat a lot of blueberries, oranges, vitamin C. If you're a drinker, that's a lot of wine. That's a lot of bottles of wine. But here's what I want you to look at on the right. Done with their first human study, LifeVantage, a publicly traded company, found that with taking Protandim, you cannot distinguish an 80-year-old's blood from a 20-year-old's blood. So I want you to wrap your mind around it, because this call is focused on athletes and, you know, how we can push our bodies, and this amazing product that is giving us a recovery time that we've never seen before. And you've heard Martin's story, but I want you to wrap your head around all the people that you know that this could help, because everyone has some ailment, sickness coming at them. And if we can reduce oxidative stress in our cells by an average of 40% in 30 days, this is gigantic and important for everybody to know. Now, here's just a slide of all of the universities and respected institutions of research that have done their own funded research. So this is not just a network marketing company that has anything you can buy down the road, or, you know, some science behind it. This has peer-reviewed research studies. So for people like me that would never do network marketing, and I have a team of people that would said no to, you know, every other company, but it's bringing people into this company because of this, because we don't have to be salespeople. We know that we're backed by Harvard University and the American Heart Association. Look at this, Washington University. NRF2 is likely to be the most important health promoting approach in the foreseeable future, and it may become the most extraordinary breakthrough in the history of medicine and health. Now, I have heard in the last 7 years, testimony after testimony after testimony. Think of pretty much any disease that you can think of, and if we have the only formulated product that can reduce the oxidation in our cells, which is the center of all disease, it's a big deal. Now, the second theory we found was the mitochondrial decline. Now, mitochondria is the source for athletic power. It is everything for us. It powers the beat of our heart, inflates our lungs, even the way that we think. So I'm basically going over the Tri-Synergizer, which is what Martin is on, and my family as well. But look, of course, as we get older, our mitochondrial production slows down. It's just the way that it is. But think of the mitochondria as the powerhouse of the cell. It gives us our speed and our strength and our stamina. It is everything for us athletes. So we came up with the NRF1, which is incredible. It has changed my life. When I push myself to my limits in my sport now, it's amazing. Just like what you said, my recovery rate is so fast. I wake up maybe sore in the morning, but that's it. It used to last days when I push myself and push myself. And not only that, but I noticed that when I do a workout, my stamina, I can push myself way longer than I could have before. And now we also have this, and this is why, Martin, you're feeling so happy. There's sirtuin, the NAD that we just came up with. I literally call it the happy pill, and my husband as well. It affects your mood on such a powerful level, because if you think of your sirtuins, basically what they do in your cells is they're the garbage truck. So they go in and they clean up all the stuff that's not supposed to be there. And of course, if you can imagine your cells filled with gunk, of course you're in a bad mood. Of course it affects your motivation and your physical energy, and over time, your cardiovascular health. So for me, this has changed my life too. And these three together are so powerful. Our product, our NAD, raises sirtuin level by 100%. Now, there are other things out there that can go all the way up to 80%, but nothing at 100%. Here's the NAD. This is what it looks like. And you can see it's just all natural and formulated by scientists and doctors. I love this company and the integrity around each of its products. Here's what it is. I love the packs because you can just bring them with you everywhere. But this is the slide I wanted to show you for you science geeks out there. But check this out. Now, as you can see, you have on the left NRF2 only, NRF1 in the middle, and the NAD. Now on the bottom, you can see each on their own are so effective for our health, for our inflammatory response, our key metabolic genes. I mean, regulatory of mitochondrial biogenesis. This is powerful stuff. But watch what happens when you put the three together. The healthy inflammatory response is up by 838%. So yeah, this is why after 7 years, will never stop taking these products. So powerful and so effective. Now, let me just tell you a little bit about this company. It started in 2003. They were on the shelves at GNC and High Health and different health food stores, but no one really knew what it was until this investigative report came out. In 2005, John Quinones and his news team went in to debunk these scientists for making that claim that really had never been medically possible. That this product, our flagship product, was reducing the oxidation in our cells by 40% in 30 days. So they go in there to get the ratings up and totally expose this company for being absurd for even making claims like that. And instead of seeing, Dr. Joe McCord walking out with a folder up against his head like normally happens on these shows, it becomes the biggest third-party validator and literally how I built my entire business of just sharing this. Because you'll see when you watch this, when they go in, they take his blood, his oxidative stress measured by a T-bar test went down 45% in 2 weeks. And that's why Martin and myself and a lot of other people that are on this feel a difference and feel so good. My dad says he feels it like he was in his 20s. That's how good he feels, which is incredible, as you can imagine. You want your dad saying that. But go ahead and write this down, biohackandactivate.com. I want you to go and do your own research. I don't want you to take my word for it today. Martin's story was powerful. Mine maybe, moved you too, but go and do your own research. I love that we don't have to be salespeople. We can say, go look at this video. It's about 3 to 5 minutes and tell me what you think. You'll see. It's incredible. So what happened was overnight, 2 million orders went through. They couldn't handle that demand. But over the next few years, while the company that was publicly traded started to basically go out of business, tried infomercials, tried everything they could to ramp up production. But because no one knew what it was, people didn't go back to buy it. But this is what happened, you guys. Universities and prestigious medical centers began self-funded research. And you can see again on the right, all the different universities. And that is again why it's attracting people that would never do this kind of business model. So in 2009, they took it off the shelves. They decided that they were going to stick with the word of mouth retail, the way that businesses work. And it began to become an amazing thing. The company has grown and grown and grown, small and slow but steady. But what got my attention is that people are attracted to this. That I could build this in the nooks and crannies of my life, and I didn't have to decide that I was gonna, become a network marketer. I just shared the product. And because these products over-deliver every time, people want more information. They want more. And that is why I'm gonna talk about the business. Now let me share my screen so I can show you a little bit, and then we're gonna be done. But look at this. When you look at this business, what I and most of my team loves is that it's online. I'm in my yard right now, in my office in the back, and I don't have to answer to someone. I come in and I build my entire thing from my phone or from my computer. There's 3 different ways to get in. And basically when you get in, all you're doing is buying the product at a discounted rate so that you can feel, touch, take and see how this product and these products change your life from the inside out and the outside in. Now I could go into each one. The Axio for athletes is unbelievable. Gives you laser focus, removes any brain fog, it gives you the craziest amount of endurance and stamina to really push you. It's not like an energy drink where you have a crash. All of our products, because they're natural, use that pulsatile where when you need it, it upregulates, and when you don't need it, it downregulates, which is huge for athletes, huge. What I also love is that you can work from anywhere. So you can be at the beach, you can be at the gym, you can be in your car, hopefully at a stoplight, but you can build this from anywhere. I've learned to love that I can build this on my social media where I build curiosity by maybe putting, the pills in my hand and saying life-changing, and people want more information. You don't just, shove it out there like a lot of these companies do. You just have to give little nooks and crannies of some building curiosity, and people want to know more. This product does not distinguish against one person. And that's what I love is it's for everybody, for all mammals. These products are life-changing. I love that I don't have to hoard a bunch of products. You guys get your own virtual office. There's minimal business assets, no inventory required because of your personal online store. This company is moving so fast. Our company just went from $1 to $15 on the stock market. We just closed the ringing bell on the NASDAQ, appointed Aaron Brockovich last year to our board of directors, growing by a little over 11%. It's a big, and it's a great time to get involved. Now let me show you this and then we'll be done. This is the average commission that you can make in this company. Now this company is great. It goes by rank. It doesn't go by ruby, gold, gems like all these other network marketing companies, but it goes from Pro 1 to Pro 10. Now, honestly, when I got in this, I thought, gosh, if I could make $600 extra a month, maybe my husband and I don't have to share a car. We wouldn't be able to move back into our house yet. We were living with my in-laws, but we'd be able to have a little bit of freedom. But what happens is people tell their friends. And you heard Martin's testimony. More people want to know. People want to be healthy. People want to be feeling a different way than they did when they woke up. And that's what's incredible about these products. But here's what happened is you get to Pro 5 where you're making $3,000 residually. Meaning whatever you're doing, your wheel is spinning without you. Meaning your 1 hour is worth 5 hours in a month. That 5 hours turns into 200 hours in a year. That's the magic of this. Because it's not who you know, it's who the next people know and the next people know. And because the science is here, because we're publicly traded, you don't have to be a salesperson. And that is important here. But here's the magic is when you hit the elite ranks, you start to global profit share in everything sold in the world. So our compensation plan has won awards for being one of the most generous in the industry. And one of those reasons is when you hit the elite ranks of Pro 7 to 10, you global profit share in everything sold in the world. So as a Pro 7, it took me about 18 months to get there. I was sharing in 1% of everything sold in the world every single month. And right now we're in, 22 countries. Imagine as that grows and grows. Now, obviously, if you can be getting involved in the beginning, it's a lot better than getting involved late. And that's why we're here today. And that's why I'm still talking about this business. Now, to put it into perspective, it took me a little over 2 years to get to Pro 8. And this one bonus that I get from the elite pool pays for our mortgage on our house that's 200 yards from the beach and in Hawaii, on the North Shore of Kauai. I'm saying that so that you understand what's possible here. In 2.5 years, I went from living with my in-laws to basically being able to afford our mortgage and a life of freedom. And so that's really what's possible here. What you want out of your business is what you're going to get. And the magic also is if you are an athlete, you understand how to be coachable. And that's really what it takes. Consistency with a little amount of time and being coachable. So today, there's going to be two different kinds of people here. There's going to be people that have a lot of questions. That was me. There's going to be people that want to try the product. I wouldn't even try the product because I had so many questions and I was so skeptical. But then there's going to also be the ones of you that want to hear more about the business and want to join the business. Now, know that when you do join, you are part of our family and our team and our tribe, and we help you every step along the way. But if you just want to try the product, that's totally great, because these products are for everybody, including all mammals. So the horse stories and the dog stories are unbelievable. But get with the person that invited you, tell them how you'd like to move forward, and that's it. But really, you guys, if you are looking for another way of income, I've been blown away by what this has done for not just me, but an entire team of people that run with me. It's crazy what can happen, because word of mouth is the most effective way to advertise. And before I close, I just want to say, think about the last Netflix series that you loved. Did you not tell 10 people about it? But you don't get a free month off Netflix. Or the restaurant when we were all going out to eat and you had a great entree, so you tell 5 people, maybe you even post it on Facebook, but you don't get a free iced tea when you go back. All this is it's putting money into the pockets of the people that are sharing the information. That's it. And the compensation plan is so generous. So get with the person that invited you, because guess what? In 2 years, this is not going to be the same opportunity, because people are waking up to how they can actually flip the switch on in their body to do what it's naturally supposed to do. They're looking out for this company. They're seeking it, because we have the only patents on these products. So get with the person that invited you. Let's get your questions answered and see how you'd like to move forward, okay? Thanks so much, Susan and Jamie. I so appreciate you letting me jump on today. That was great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you both. Thank you, Martin. Thank you, Daize. Yeah, and I just want to say, if you came because you saw this on Martin's social media, or you or the NRF2 Warrior social media, if you'll do us a favor and just go back to Martin. So he was so gracious to be on this call today, and we want to, you're supporting Martin, you're supporting him in winning his next fight. So go to NRF2 Warrior and just, you can type in, you can say, let's connect, and just put Martin sent me. Or if you're like, I don't even know who sent me, but I found this call, put in their name so we can make sure you get the right affiliate link. We're super committed on this team about taking care of everybody. It really is a team effort, and we definitely could not do it without our fearless leader, Daize. So please just reach out to the person that got connected you to this call, or again, you can just drop in on nrf2warrior.com. I'll put it in the chat, and just type it in who you're with. And we appreciate it, and cheers to some good health.